Good morning, everybody. This is Dear Mama Sal, and it's Wednesday morning, and it's going to be really a very short week for me because I work today and tomorrow, and then I have another weekend. So on the one side, that's a good thing. On the other side, I've got a week's work to do in 2 days, or be far behind. So you got to look at it both sides. Everybody's inclined to just think, gosh, that's a good thing. That's good. So that's a guy who just crossed the road on a red signal instead of a walk signal. He was good enough to apologize to me. Anyway, so for those who keep track, it's 17 degrees today, which is cooler, and that would make it 62 in northern Washington state. So a slightly cooler way to start the day, and hopefully it won't be quite as hot as it was yesterday. It was over 80 degrees US in my house last night. Over 80. Obviously I don't have air conditioning. And two things that I've learned to do, because I did spend a lot of my life in Africa without air conditioning. You learn to go and take a cool shower, not cold, cool, to bring your body temperature down, and that feels great, very refreshing. And then if it gets too hot, then I literally just go and rinse out a face cloth in cool water and just put that over your chest. And it's amazing what a difference that makes. It cools, for some reason, cools your whole body down. So, you know, just what I do is I'm inclined to just wipe my arms and my legs, the extremities, and then just leave it on my chest. Or if you sleep on your side, just leave it over the side of your neck. And that's moisture. Just cools your body down. It really is quite amazing. The other thing is, just by running a cold shower, it will absorb some of the heat out of the room. Did you know that? I remember learning that trick when I was on safari once. And when I came back from safari, I was in this hotel, and it was really hot in the rooms, and that's what they recommended. Just turn the shower on for 10 minutes and it'll cool the whole room down, and it did. Surprising. Actually, I don't think it was 10 minutes. I think it was just 5. Somehow the cool air, I mean the cool water, just absorbs the heat, and you know, takes it down the drain. Now, I had a difficult evening. I thought about doing a surprise broadcast, but I had a really bad evening last night. I think all the sort of adrenaline from driving and speaking and doing all those things ran out, and then I was left with the grief of having lost my friend. But the bigger grief came about the fact that I have now lost both of them, and they were so much part of my extended family for the early part of my life here in Canada. and I realized that I've lost them, and that sense of loss really hit me hard last night. So, and yet what was so strange was, at the same time, I had to compensate that with the fact that I've also gained, because obviously by going up and meeting the family, I got to meet the next generation on a different level, and also the in-laws, so to speak, who I adored. And so really it's the circle of life. You know, you lose a couple and hopefully you've gained a couple. And so that was very special to me, I must admit. So I'm hoping that this week I'm going to have a slightly different week. I hope that this month will be a different sort of month, because as you know, June was a difficult month for me, starting with the loss of Bean Bean and then continuing through. So July hopefully will be a month of gain. For those of you who enjoy those trips, I will be doing a trip down to Benji and Judy. I think I go down on the 18th, so that's always fun, and I'll get lots of hugs and lots of laughs, hopefully. So I'm looking forward to that. And other than that, I think I've got a pretty quiet month in terms of traveling. What's so strange is, I don't know whether the rest of you feel the same way. You know, you wait all year, you wait for, oh, I can't wait until the spring, and then summer. And now it's summer and you're thinking, oh my gosh, we're already heading towards fall and winter. And I don't know why, it's just like, it seems to take so long to get here. But much, much faster than so many other parts of the country. And so I am very, very grateful. For those of you who are about to get buffeted a bit by the hurricane, I wish you safety above all else. Hopefully it won't be too bad this time. I'm pleased to see that the flower place here, you know, I always wait until about this time of the year when most of the hanging baskets have been sold. Around about now they start putting them on sale, and that's when I'll pick up about half a dozen. And then what I do is I drop these baskets into my garden and make an instant summer garden. It works really well. You don't have to water the whole garden, you just have to water the one container, and it just looks so pretty. So I'm really, really looking forward to doing that for myself. I have no idea what the word of the day should be today. I will say that it has been very gratifying, maybe gratitude. It has been very gratifying to me that so many different people, in a way, have been leaving messages on the videos, and I want to thank you again for those of you who do that. It really helps me see that there are more people out there actually watching the stuff than I think. I sometimes wonder whether it's just the same few people, and I just love it when I hear from people. I go, oh, I can't remember seeing that name before. So thank you so much for doing that. You probably think, oh, she doesn't care anyway, but it's actually not true. It's wonderful to see, and it's great to hear that it makes a difference to you. And I'm amazed how many of you actually do multitask with my voice in the background. You know, it's actually incredible how many people tell me they do that. And I don't really mind what you do with it. The fact that you listen and that you find it helpful is enough for me. And I'm really, really grateful for that. So this whole thing about gratitude, I'm very, very grateful that the problems I have are as small as they are. Especially, you know, when I listen to what happened to this friend of mine who died of cancer. And, you know, he really went through this incredibly bravely and refused a lot of the drugs they wanted to give him. I think almost until the very, very end, the last couple of days. And, you know, that's really amazing that he chose to do that. He wanted to stay as normal as possible throughout all this. And one wonders, you know, how that could be normal to be going through that. But anyway, that was his choice. And so as you can probably hear, I still have this cold going on. And that's been a week now, I think. So obviously I got run down, and that's, I don't know if you've noticed that when you get run down, then you're going to catch whatever's going around. So I'm trying to make sure that I put in lots of fruit and vegetables and stuff to try and rebuild my immune system a bit, so that I don't get a secondary on top of the cold, because that's easy to do as well if you're not careful. So, but in the meantime, I have this interesting voice. And breathing would be a good idea, if you know what I mean. I mean, we all know I'm breathing, but this cold in my nose type feeling is horrible. But I'm grateful it's just that. So I hope you're all going to have a wonderful day and be very grateful for the good things in your life. I was grateful for the fact that I managed to get myself under control enough yesterday, because at one point I just totally overwhelmed. I had a friend of mine who ended up in hospital, and while I was away, I had a dinner engagement that I clean forgot and had to eat humble pie on that one. But luckily, the people understood totally, and understood that I was in a state of shock, and they very kindly told me they'd give me a couple of days to get through the worst of this, and then they'd rebook and take me out to dinner. So that was really very, very kind of them. And I'm grateful for people understanding. I'm hopeful that we can... excited, and as well as hopeful. I think we hit 230,000 views yesterday. I think that's what it was. Which means we're 20,000 away from 250,000. Can you believe? I'm so grateful for that. Now, why would I be grateful for that? It just is such an almost unbelievable achievement. And I really want to say this for people like Manon and Leah and the rest of you that have started vlogging, that patience is really the game here. And when I say patience is the game, it's like I was so grateful for getting to 1,000 views or 2,000 views. It was so exciting, and so I know what it feels like. And I know it sounds probably ridiculous that I'm busy saying we just need 20,000 more, and I probably estimate that we will do that in July. So we will do it before our 2nd anniversary, which is mind-blowing. Now, I know what it feels like if you're busy working on your first 1,000 or second 1,000 or whatever. I understand what it feels like, because now I look at Judy and she picks up more views per individual video she puts up, right, in 10 minutes sort of thing, than I have in 2 years. So, you know, I understand that it feels so completely different. And that's why I keep saying to you, be grateful for every single advancement that you get. Because, and don't compare yourself with the people ahead of you. Compare yourself with the people on the same level as you. And that's why I gave that link out to those of you who just started, so that you can do that. Because it's much more interesting and much more realistic. The other thing is, set realistic goals. Be grateful for what you have, but set realistic goals. For the first 2 years, I worked really hard at trying to achieve a 10% per month growth. Now that was pretty important to me, that I would do the right things to achieve that. And so I would really recommend that you set your goals to whatever it is, because it keeps you on track. And by the way, you know, it may be that you change up a couple of things or do whatever. I mean, there are lots of ways. As you know, that if I do a makeup video, it will change my numbers. I don't understand why, but it does. But even though that would bring me many more views much more quickly, it's not what I want to be doing all the time, because there are enough people, I think, doing it. I love to do them occasionally because they're fun to do, but it's not what I want to be doing all the time. But however, it's been a while since I've done one, I realize, so I would like to get one in the bag. Maybe I'll put one together tonight if I can. Anyway, so be grateful for what you have, be grateful for who you have in your life, and where possible, be grateful for the health that you have. In other words, really be aware. I hope you have a wonderful day. I intend to have the best day I can, allowing for the fact that I'm obviously still grieving. I'm not going to have a huge expectation on myself. I'm just going to keep quiet, keep my head down, do my work, and stay out of everybody's way. Because if anybody has a go at me, I'm likely to have a reaction. Because when you're grieving, you're not quite as tolerant, I think is the word. So I pray that the people that get up my nose can stay well away. This is DearMamaSal saying, have a wonderful day. Big virtual hugs to you all, and look at all the people. Wow. Bye-bye for now.